Good morning. Welcome back to Ascending with Ash, and I'm Ashley. We're gonna do a collective reading using the Yin Yang deck. Happy October. Happy Civil War. Alright. Told you. Oh, I have a channeled prayer or spell. I will put that in this video. If this message is related, if not, I'll make a separate video. Came to me last night. So, alright, let's see what's up. They already got some takers. Let's see. Reunion, soul tie, receive, open, attraction, hot. I'm putting these back because these keep coming out every reading, so I don't think they even got shuffled very well. If they come back out, then we'll take them. I'm sick of the same fucking message. Alright. Let's try that. There we go. Lack, doubts, past, and suffering. Lack twice. Wow, that's crazy. Lack, doubts, past, lack, and suffering. Unable to move forward because we're staying in the past. Yes. Separation and longing. Reunion, soul ties, and masculine. God damn it. Masculines need to stop being little whiny bitches and step into your fucking power, quite frankly. I know that's a little harsh, but I was just listening to TikTok too, and the collective energy for the masculine collective is so pissy and moany. And that's wounded feminine energy. So it's like child energy. If you're hurting, then fix it. You are a masculine. The masculine is about action. Take the action necessary to fix it. It's your life, my friends. Here we are. Ego, vanity, pride, detachment, cold, receiving, and open. The only way that we're going to be able to defeat these evils is if the masculines as a collective decide to step into their divinity and also go after the patriarch. But until you realize that you are a victim of the patriarch, it's not going to happen. It's very frustrating for the rest of us who have targets on our backs, right? I understand intersectionality. Lots of people have targets on their backs. And lots of us have the ability to fight in different ways. Right? Not everybody's supposed to be doing the same thing. But we are all supposed to be allowing ourselves to continue growing and healing ourselves, right? Allowing the past, let it go. Let it go. If you're sick of twin flame. Epiphany breakthrough. Okay, so we have union here, eventually, sort of. But the ego is a symptom of the patriarch, vanity and pride. There's so much conversation on TikTok right now at a collective level about masculine folks or men or people who identify as men. And how, no, I'm not going to say it like that because trans folks are not upholding these systems. So I'm going to say men. Straight up, I got a dick between my legs, men, okay? The way that these systems are being upheld, we're all waiting for the warriors to wake the fuck up, okay? And that's the men. Now, there's so much conversation about how the men are not protectors or warriors, but body-wise, men can go head to head, okay? women are not supposed to be doing that. And you can see that. You can see that footage if you are looking at anything that's happening in any part of the world. You can see the way men are going after people, and the way that they are stronger, the way that they are more violent, the way that their urgency and violence come together to take people down. Without anyone countering that, we're going to stay in this cycle of death. We're going to stay in this cycle of evil. As far as the twin flame journey or divine union journey, whatever you want to fucking call it, at an energetic and spiritual level, the feminine has been leading the charge in the spiritual realm, and the divine masculines, I mean, it's not heterosexual, because everyone has both of these energies. Some of us present more feminine, some of us present more masculine. For me, it depends on who I'm around, you know? I can be very feminine. I'm usually only feminine when I'm by myself, actually. I don't really allow anyone to see that part of me, because I think they will see it as a weakness, even though it's a strength. It's just something I don't. I stay feminine in my own energy. And when I'm around men, I've told you guys this before, I'm one of the bros. I am not an option. I do not present myself as an option. And I talk shit just like they do, right? And I call them out. And then when they cross that line, I quickly snap back into my feminine energy. Anyway, so finding the balance within yourself, the energy is important. Now, I'm getting really frustrated because the divine masculine is you guys are being so fucking stubborn. And it's just for what? What are you reaping from the way that you're behaving? You know, our leading energy coming out is lack. So if you're staying in a place of lack, you are now doing so willingly. Right? Lack, separation. So you're in separation from this person that you know is your other half, or the person that you want to be with, or the person that you at least, in the very least, it doesn't even have to be romantic, but you know that you are called towards someone or something or some people, and you are not following through on that. You are separating yourself from it and then sitting there longing for it. The fuck? Cold and detached. You continue being cold and detached. You continue having this giant fucking ego because you don't even know that, like, your ego is not, it's embarrassing to have an ego. At this point in time, enough people are conscious of what the fuck is happening. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to continue holding your ego so tight because you think that nobody's gonna know that you're like a really hurt on the inside. No, we all know. We all know. That's why the feminines are leading the charge. That's why we do these readings. That's why we check in on the fucking energy, because we have the ability to. And y'all just want to stay stuck. You want to pretend like you're this amazing person, like my shit don't stink. But when you're by yourself, you're in a space of lack. You're doubting yourself. You're suffering. You're staying in a space of separation. You're longing for something. So you're pulling on energy instead of transmuting your own. And that's the thing. You're going to continue these fucking cycles if you don't allow yourself to heal. And I think the ego is getting in the way of healing. I made a video about having an ego death. Like the patriarchy and like the current hegemony around men right now is very much like men are the prize. The prize of what? Y'all don't do shit. You don't know where your keys are. You don't know where your socks are. You don't know where your shoes are. When I was married, I went on a mental health break from my marriage. That man called me. I was a state over. And maybe I was even across the country. I don't remember where I went, but I feel like I was just in Arizona. And he asked me where the remote was. What? I'm not there. I don't know where the remote is. Men, and that's the thing. And then you sit in your egos, and you're like, I'm so great. Bro, no you're not. You don't acknowledge the invisible labor that women do. That does not make you great. that makes you less than in a lot of ways. Okay? The cycle needs to change. The cycle needs to come to a completion. I'm getting so annoyed because it's just like the same thing over and over for this masculine collective. You guys have hijacked this reading, this energy. Every time I use this deck, it's about the masculine energy lately. And it's very much, you guys are getting in your own way. You're making the decision for yourself, so stop pulling on the energy. If you're not going to make the changes that you know you need to do, if you're not going to do the work, and you're going to continue to expect a woman to do the work or other people around you to do the work, no one can do this work for you. No one can do this conscious work for you. You have to do it for yourself. If you choose to, and if you don't choose to, then you're choosing to be part of the problem. It's very simple. I know this is a firm reading today, but I'm very fucking annoyed. Let's go through these other cards because it looks like there could be a shift in this. So we have messages in dreams. Maybe you're receiving information in your dreams or guidance in your dreams because God forbid you listen to one of the women who are making this an easy process for you just because you don't like the way we're delivering it or whatever. I don't fucking care. I'm not the one. But then we have reunion, open, and soul ties. Remember, these came out initially and I put them back in and I said if they come back out, I'll take them. Here they are. The universe, this world needs balanced, hey. The universe needs balanced masculine and feminine energy in each of us, in our pairings, in our soul families, in our communities. They need the balances to start to happen in order for us to have any sort of victory over what we are experiencing and living through. Remember that we are not the only ones that are being targeted by these reptilian overlords. The entire planet could be being killed. And it's up to humans. We are the ones that have the consciousness and the ability to make decisions and, duke it out between other humans. We're the ones that can make that happen. So when you want to sit here in your ego and be like, oh, I feel so bad for myself, and at least I have these cool shoes and this nice car, and everyone thinks that I'm wealthy and everyone thinks that I have my shit together because of this and this and this in this material realm, that's not the point. Your salvation is the point. If you can't even decide to heal yourself, why would God choose to save you? If you can't even devote that to yourself, why do you expect someone else to? If you feel so unworthy that you have to put on this big ass front, why wouldn't people be able to see through that? As people are coming into consciousness, we are not fooled by the ego anymore. Your consciousness is a complete stripping of the ego. You have to have ego deaths. You have to check yourself. You have to be like, God, I'm a dick. You okay? You just have to. And you have to do it. Otherwise, you're going to stay in lack. You're going to stay in separation. I mean, we have separation and longing. What are you longing for? Who are you longing for? Are you longing for the best version of yourself? Are you longing for someone to come and save you? What are you longing for? It's no one else's responsibility to help you up. Especially women. Within this society, within this system, the patriarch rules women. So women are leading the charge on a spiritual realm. It's the only thing we can do right now because it's intangible. We can only work with realms that are not seen, because that's the only way that we can't be attacked. Until the masculine comes in to provide a force of protection, then we can start to bring it into the 3D. That's where we're at as a collective. What do we need on this planet? We need resources. We need buildings. We need networks. We need creative ideas. We need people to be in their creative energy. We need people to think deeper than just being on this conveyor belt of, okay, now it's time to clock in, and now it's time to eat this, and now it's time to drive here and be stuck here, When you remove yourself from this system, confirmation burp, I guess, when you remove yourself from the system, then you get to start doing things how you wish, right? You set yourself up to take these opportunities, to take a leap of faith, and you bring freedom to yourself. Freedom within a system of slavery is a lot of power. Hey. Can you calm down, please? Why are you frustrated? I don't need you over here. I'm making a video. Now I was upset. Are you just feeding off of my energy? My energy is intense because I'm cussing people out. Alright. Allow yourself to have this epiphany and this breakthrough. And let it be your ego dying. Have a good one.